up, guys? It's Nathaniel Clay from Just Press Play, and today I actually want to elaborate a little bit more on the Nintendo Switch as of now. Right now, I've been noticing there's a lot of indie developer games that are coming out for the unit, and I do not actually hate that idea. I actually like that Nintendo's embracing indie developers in all shapes and forms and sizes, and I actually think that's the perfect way to show that you have a lot of developer support on your unit. However, I do have one big issue with this. The hugest issue with this is that there could be a possibility that if Nintendo can't really find a huge success with a lot of these games, sales wise, will it be enough to really introduce third party developers to the platform, or more so, convince them to develop games for the Switch in the future? We are looking at a very, very strange time for the Nintendo Switch. You have certain games that are coming out from third party developers, like, for example, you have Lego City Undercover, and controversially, the game is a little bit higher in price, and that has been an issue lately. People having to pay a bit of a premium price for some games on the Switch compared to other consoles. I have to agree with that a little bit. If you're really going to be re-releasing a third-party game or porting it over to Nintendo Switch, which I heard isn't really that hard developer-wise, they just have to take in account of probably the Joy Cons and all the extra peripherals that come with the console as well. And that makes perfect sense. I have to agree with the developer. At the same time, I have to agree with the consumer. It does kind of fucking suck. You gotta understand something right now. You don't want a console that can depend mostly on indie games, but you also don't want, regular third party content that's, overpriced. So here's what I think Nintendo can do with these indie developers on their, unit right now. What they can do is advertise living fuck out of them. They basically have to go nuts. Like Nintendo, I know you've done really good advertisements so far with like a YouTube indie trailer showing all like a clip package of all the indie games. That's fucking great. I enjoyed the living hell out of that. And even as a normal, because remember, Nintendo, I'm a consumer to you. So even as that, even examining that, that really made me fucking happy. I was extremely stoked and extremely invested in possibly getting a lot of games that were on that list. Like, for example, Fast RMX is already a game I got off the bat. I'm looking massively forward to Hawaii Shakedown. To be honest, it's a perfect example of a game that is so confident in Nintendo's platform that it could be mostly because it did so well on the 3DS and the WiiWare, whatever. I forgot. I think it's Wii. It's on the Wii Shop channel. I know that for a fact. But Nintendo really did encourage VBlank, the studio developers behind both the games. I actually do own Retro City Rampage DX on my 3DS. It's a really fun game. I actually recommend it on Nintendo consoles as one of my favorite platforms because of the portability with the 3DS. That's fucking awesome. It's fucking amazing. But anyway, back on topic. If Nintendo really wants these indie games to make up a large amount of sales on their console, especially since a lot of these games are just going to be digital, they have to take into account of how they can use the marketing of these games to attract larger third-party companies. People might say, "Oh man, but who needs EA? Who needs all the games from Bethesda? Who? No, we're really lucky to get games like Skyrim and FIFA enough. Even though those games aren't games that people probably own on a shit ton of other consoles or have no interest in, it would be great that if with the Nintendo Switch, however, we did get a little bit more variety. So far, I've been hearing rumors out of my ear. I don't know if this has faded away of Dark Souls being tested on the Switch. And then left and right, I'm hearing that there is a small possibility it's being considered that Rocket League could come out on the unit. I actually really fucking like that idea. Those games are really amazing. Those games are actually extremely great. And I would love to see those games being released on the Switch for the portability sake of everything. With the Switch mostly, I think that the portability side is going to be extremely larger than the dockable mode side that people plug into the television. We have to take into account that people are going to be playing this thing more on the go to begin with. I don't okay, like for example, I don't see myself playing Blaster Master Zero on my television set that much since I have to be out that much. It might be different for other people though. This is my personal opinion, but I would love to play that more on the go than in my house. Another thing too is games like, Lego City Undercover is something that I've always really wanted to take away from the Wii U and go on the go with. So the premium price might not be that bad after all. Another thing too that actually makes me kind of happy is that as of now, what Nintendo's been releasing or coming soon more like, or with the list that they've grown more so, has grown a large amount of games, and I think that once again, I'm gonna say this a third time, or probably a second, third time, if they can market this correctly, they can show off the hardware enough correctly to bigger companies. Bigger companies might bring it over. Sales wise, Nintendo's already doing extremely well with the Nintendo Switch. Sales wise, we don't really know. I'm not gonna jump ship and be like, oh man, it's going down. Look how much fucking units they're selling. They're selling like um 1.5 million. We have to see how they do next month. Yooka-Laylee is another game that's coming up. I really hope that whatever they do with Yooka-Laylee, that they understand that the market for Yooka-Laylee is going to be extremely big. So Nintendo, I'm gonna tell you right now, with Yooka-Laylee, mark the living fuck out of that game. Give them free advertisement. Help them with TV advertisements and stuff like that. Fuck it, Nintendo. Get Plantronic games on your side. Believe it or not, you don't understand this, Nintendo, but Plantronic's game is actually kind of rare right now. Like they're the new rare in my opinion. They're going to, I hope so. I hope the game comes out in perfect state. They're going to possibly save that dying 3D platforming genre that kind of died out in the 2000s and is slowly making its return with games like Crash Bandicoot over time. But it will be actually pretty good that you advertise the living fuck out of Yooka-Laylee, because that's going to be your biggest indie developer game as of now on the Nintendo Switch console. Another thing I'm actually looking forward to on the console was games like Stardew Valley. That game is fucking addictive, as I've heard. People who played it on Steam and on other consoles like the Xbox One, they've actually said it's pretty fucking fun. It's pretty interesting. Another game as well, Terraria. I actually do like this game. It doesn't get that much attention like it should. However, it has gotten at this current state a large fan base and a large amount of community on YouTube to make it substantially, better than it has been in the past. It's, not Minecraft level, but whatever. It's still really, 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 really a gay game. Another thing too is Runner 3. I am a huge fan of the Runner franchise. Out of all the games I don't know that they're called Game Dream games anymore, but out of all the games that I played on the WiiWare and even 3DS collection, Runner was the best. That was the extremely prime of this company's production. It's the game that really, really caught my interest the most. So that's all I have to really say today, though. I am already an owner of Shovel Knight already. I already have a lot of games on my thing, including Metal Slug. I'm a huge Metal Slug fan. And I just want to know what people's opinions on the console are so far. Do you like what Nintendo's offering people at this current point? Do you think that indie developers are a bad thing for the Nintendo Switch? I would love to know your opinions in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. We do have the bell notification thing. We understand that people do actually advertise the bell notification. So if you could take that, if you are a subscriber already, I'm not asking people who are new to come. Just subscribe and support the channel. That's all I really ask of you. View these videos. It helps out the channel a lot. And that is it. See you guys later.